If you hear that whisper, you're already too late. In Dead Hollow, the fog doesn't just linger. It exhales. It listens. I'm here to tell you, this isn't folklore. This is living nightmare. What you're about to hear will crawl under your skin and won't let go. Dead Hollow was once a thriving frontier settlement. Families, shops, midnight laughter spilling into dusty streets. But then, mist rolled, IT drowned the sun, smothered the streets, and refused to leave. Some say the fog carried memories. Others say it carried souls. What I know is simple and terrifying. Those who stayed vanished. There's a sign, half buried in green mold. 5 words, welcome to Dead Hollow. No lights behind the windows. No living silhouettes. Just fog that I walked those streets at dawn. Mist clung to my ankles like cold hands. Every street lamp flickered once, twice, and died. 2 years ago, a hiking group entered the Vine Hill Woods. They didn't emerge. Search teams found empty packs, twisted water bottles, but no bodies. One tape? Yes, a handheld recorder. They found it by a cracked pine, unmarked. It had only 2 minutes of audio, then whispering. It's calling, follow, follow, and then nothing. No voices, no footsteps, just static that hummed. If you played it on repeat, you'd swear the voice changed, like it knew you, as if the fog itself was speaking through it. Ask yourself, if you heard a whisper, what would you do? A folklore blogger, Marisol Kane, visited Dead Hollow last spring. She posted her videos, mist drifting past a cracked door. Her voice trembled as she whispered. Her camera spun. She ran. Footsteps, breathing, then silence. Her last video ended with her shouting, "It's here. That's it. Gone." In her empty apartment. They found her recorder. Only 2 things remained. Static and the same voice. Follow into the fog. I studied her footage. Saw flickers of movement. An arm. A silhouette. But no face. Dead Hollow isn't just name. It's prophecy. There are stories, old as the trees. An experimental cult, worshipping something in the mist. Something beyond human. They called it the Whisperer. Forbidden rites by candlelight. Silent oaths sworn in the hush. Unspeakable things offered to fog-drenched altars. Then everyone disappeared. Books were burned. Video reels destroyed. But embers stay. Whispers stay. Now, I promise you, they're starting again. What binds you to this story? It's simple, the unknown. Why do so many vanish in Dead Hollow? Why is fog their shroud and their sentence? Every time the mist rolls in, a soul goes missing. Every disciplined search returns empty-handed. And all that remains, a whisper, a promise as, oh, here's your first test. In 20 minutes, I've described the fog, the echoes, the cult. I've told you about the tape. And the first visitor, you felt it, the tension rising beneath your skin. But that's just the beginning. Do you feel it watching? If your skin just crawled. And if you dare, share this with someone you think might be next. In Dead Hollow, the whispers never stopped. You survived the fog for now, but echoes of the cult remain, still calling. This is where the real story begins. The fog hides more than mist. It hides memories. Listen, long before empty streets, Dead Hollow held secrets. In the late 1800s, an enigmatic collective known as the Whisperer Circle formed, a clandestine brotherhood drawn to Fogg's promise. They believed the mist revealed truths, whispers from a parallel realm. They gathered in secret, beneath moonlight and candle. Emotional words crawl here, forbidden rites, chilling oaths, unspeakable pacts. I found mention of them in a faded newspaper. A headline: "Local men vanish after midnight ceremony." No corpses, just chilling absence. Imagine candlelight flickering on twisted faces. Chants swallowed by fog. Then silence. A missing man's diary entry, dated October 13th, 1889. The fog came. Then they opened the gateway. Forbidden knowledge, sealed away, or so they thought. This isn't fiction. Fog cults exist in real-world lore. In Italy, Calabrara was shrouded for 30 years. Witches accused, babies cursed, women chanting under candlelight in Spain's La Masara. Hikers vanish in fog beside a cursed stone, voices echoing from an empty bell tower. Even CCTV capture a man swallowed by fog, one moment visible, the next gone. These aren't stories. They are warnings flashed across history. Folklorists unearth subterranean workings beneath Dead Hollow's chapel. A circular stone altar drenched in candle wax. Scorched runes carved deep. Experts speculate. A ritual to blur barriers, material and ethereal. They found reference to gateways. Portals open only when fog was thick enough. Speakers recount distorted echoes. Disembodied voices replying to whispers. Short sentences here. They asked, it answered. They vanished. One scholar told me he recorded whispers in that chamber. We are here. You called. Come forward. The fog gave reply. Why did they silence the site? Why seal it with oil and mortar? What did they fear would return? Bring it to today. 3 campers, 2019, near Dead Hollow outskirts. They stumbled upon a cult marker, forest bleached white. They heard chanting. They ran. Only one left. Her story. At dawn, she awoke on the chapel steps, garments soaked in dew. She carried a locket with etched symbol from the cult's altar, and whispers still rattled in her mind. A testimony. It promised I'd see them again if I followed. Text cuts off, then silence. Where did she go? Why is she silent now? Last summer, a mysterious letter appeared in Dead Hollow's abandoned post office. Faded ink, paper brittle, undated. It read, "Tonight at moon's height, the mist returns. Open the gate. Let them walk among us." Who sent it? Why return now? Then silence again. The post office is locked. No footprints. Only the sense of being watched. You've heard the origins, the relics, the modern call. But there's a whisper in you now. A pull to go deeper. Before we go on, tell me, would you enter Dead Hollow's chapel alone? Comment, I will or I won't. Your replies matter. To the echo and the fog, an anonymous audio clip surfaced. A voice broken, trembling. I stepped inside. I heard footsteps behind me. Turning, no one. But then, chorus of whispers. They told me my name. I screamed. Tape cuts. Audio specialists know frequencies too low to be human. It resonated nearly subliminally, deep in reaction centers of the brain. Emotional trigger, blood-curdling resonance, haunting waveform. Substance meets horror. Real brain patterns show increased adrenaline spikes listening to that clip. The letter said moon's height. That's tonight. Midnight. Fog density, 90%. Temperature drop, 6 degrees Celsius. All signs align. Tonight, the gate may open again. Why open the portal? What do they want? Some believe they summoned the Whisperer, an entity beyond human comprehension. Analogies drawn to nautical fog ghosts in the fog, 1980. Vengeful spirits drawn back by unpunished wrongdoing. But here, the stakes are more personal. They sought reunion with those lost in fog, family, beloved themselves. Imagine mist as funeral veil, the missing as mourners, returning for transcendent communion. They wanted to cross the threshold, but perhaps they never came back. It's nearly midnight. The fog thickens. I'm here, outside the chapel door, cold stone under my hand. My recorder, it's on, whispers crescendo. One says, "Open it." Another, "We are here. We'll open the gate together. Stay with me. You made it past the gate." But this is where the darkness sharpens. Tonight, we step inside the ritual. The moment of reckoning has arrived. By candlelight, they stood, hooded figures, men and women, circling the altar. Leaden fog seeped through cracks in wood floors. At the center, a stone altar etched with runes. They laid objects, lockets, rings, tattered cloth, tokens of what was lost, short sentences for dread. They came. They knelt. They offered. A hush fell. Candles guttered as wind pressed against windows. Their breaths rose in mist. They began their chant. Then whispers, soft at first, then raw. "We are here. We are here." Figures trembled. Breaths caught. Candles flickered violently. A single scream, sharp, then complete silence. One by one, taps echoing, cultists stumbled back, hands gripping throats, eyes wide, feet dragged as fog crept in. Suddenly, a whistle, high piercing. Cultists froze. Follow. They advanced, eyes glazed toward the door. It swung open, and they filed out, one by one, into the waiting fog. Only two remained inside, too late to run. Doors slammed. Wood cracked. Silence flooded the room. For a moment, stillness. Then, a distant voice. "Where are they?" No answer. Just fog. At dawn, search teams returned. 5 bodies found near chapel steps. Clutching items they offered. Their faces were peaceful. Too peaceful. No sign of the others. Diary of one cultist. They came back. I opened the gate. They're alive again, but not among us. She crossed the last line out. These weren't deaths. They were disappearances, transcendence or entrapment. Words echo, chilling transformation, blood-curdling departure, haunting absence. Recorded footsteps in fog, shrill whispers in their bones. Stillness, then a breath. They walked into the fog like it was home. You thought the fog was behind you. You thought the ritual's echo faded. But here, silence holds its own terror. Now you're alone among the lost. Picture this. A lone cabin at forest edge. Door hanging off its hinge. A single lantern flickers inside. Inside, scrawled on walls, symbols of the circle. They never left. Light spills onto a dusty table. An old photograph. A family, smiling, looking out toward fog. The door is locked. The fog surrounds. Your light flickers and cuts. Silence. Then a whisper. Your name. You thought the truth would free you. But the mist holds more than secrets. Tonight, it reveals them. Listen closely. In the chapel's basement, behind a false wall, researchers uncovered leather-bound journals. Pages brittle, stained with wax and time. One entry, hand-scrawled, reads, "We saw them, are lost in the fog. We called them back. They answered, but not as before." Another, "They know us. They are us. Yet we are nothing without the mist." Reading them, you feel breath warm on your neck. The cult yearn for reunion with vanished kin. Emotional arc. Haunting longing. Forbidden communion. Blood-curdling transformation. It wasn't revenge. It was desperation. They believed in transcendence, but instead mutated returnees. They wrote. They returned changed, voices hollow, eyes dark. Imagine reunion, then realization. Your loved ones, they're wrong. They planned a final, perfect ritual. Moon at zenith, fog at its thickest, a chant to merge realms. A line crossed the threshold together, but none returned afterward. No bodies at all. Only the journals and silence. I tracked someone claiming to know where it ends. A man, cryptic, said, "Follow the path under the chapel. Descend, and you will see why we stopped." He didn't respond again, but I found his camera on that path. Footage shows steps into depths, rusty candles lit corridors, carved runes glowing, then a distorted face. The lens shattered. We stand at the threshold. Imagine descending. Stairs creak beneath your feet. Walls drip with condensation. Water pooling at edges. This is it. The hour the fog bows to our presence. We stand before the gate, ready to cross. The door swings inward. Your heart thuds. Mist curls at your ankles. Candles gutter, their flame bright and fierce. Ahead, the whisper sits upon the altar, human shape but elongated, eyes black, mouth pulled in a grin, short lines. It knows you, it remembers your face. You feel exposed. Welcome home. Your breath catches. It gestures. It's your turn, but you haven't come to offer. You came for answers. It doesn't need words. Images flood your mind. The cult's ritual. Lives shattered. People reborn, twisted beyond recognition. It shows you your lost moments. Relatives you didn't recognize in the fog. Loved ones who called, but were other. It speaks mind to mind. You hear their voices. Voices you thought were gone. You've confronted grief. Now you face what grief becomes when it's given form. It offers release. Cross the gate. Join them. Become one with the mist. Short sentence. Your pulse races. It's tempting. Forever be with them. Or fight. What will you do? You step forward. The mist envelopes you. You hear laughter your own. You step back. The whisper's face contorts in rage. It lunges, but the fog parts and you're alone. You awaken outside the chapel. Dawn breaks. The fog recedes just for a moment. Area is clear, no gate, no whisperer. But you found something in your pocket. A small leaf, mist-drenched from the altar. Low, lingering. This isn't the end. It never is with fog. If you cross, welcome home. If you fought, you brought something back with you. The fog watches. Comment your journey, gate or fight. Tag someone who'd never last a night in Dead Hollow. One final whisper. See you.